You are listening to Unscripted Moments, a podcast about propaganda. Welcome to the 9th and final episode of the mini-series on A Catastrophic Break with Consensus Reality, the record featuring Chris Hanna and friends. On this episode, Chris and I discuss Wasted Years, originally by Iron Maiden. After Chris and I talk about the tune and his love of Maiden over the years, we welcome drummer Darren Achorn back to chat about his work on this song. Thank you so much for checking out any and all of the episodes in this series. It means a whole lot. Thank you so much for listening. All right. So, Chris, we have reached the final track of A Catastrophic Break with Consensus Reality, Wasted Years by Iron Maiden. And I'm wondering if you can just kind of tell me about, your personal experiences with Maiden, your years as a fan. And then after that, tell me a little bit about why you landed on this tune.
From the coast of gold, across the seven seas, I've traveled it on, far and wide. But now it seems I'm just a stranger to myself and all the things I sometimes do. It isn't me, but someone else. I close my eyes and think of another city goes by in the night. Ain't it funny how it is? You never miss it till it's gone away. And my heart is lying there and will be till my dying day. So understand, don't waste your time away searching for those wasted years. Face up, make your stand, and realize you're living in the golden years. Too much time on my hands, I got you on my mind.
Well, as everybody in the early 80s, I was a Iron Maiden fan. My first gig was the Power Slave tour. It was Iron Maiden with Twisted Sister, and it was just so awesome. And I think there's a theme sort of developing here. Like if I think of Voivod's Panorama, doing the song from a time in my life when I wasn't actually paying enough attention to Voivod, and doing a Razor song from a time when I wasn't paying super attention to Razor. And Wasted Years is kind of the same. It's a song from a time in Iron Maiden's life where I had stopped paying particular attention to them. Mm-hmm. I think this was on Somewhere in Time. And it was just, in my world, it was past the era in their career that was considered the classic era, although that's probably not true now. But it was just despite that fact, that the song Wasted Years jumped out to me. And I think the song really captures the what am I doing with my life? There must be something more for me crisis that we all go through at some point. The paradox of which is that when we go through that crisis, we are failing to live in the present moment, and we're missing out on all the gifts that are right there in front of us at the time. And the song says so much, and that's always stuck with me. And I think the year that I recorded this with Darren and Paul on bass was a particularly tough year. So I just felt a real kinship with the song at that time and wanted to go through the process of jamming and recording it.
Excellent. I love this one as the closer for the record. Did you play around with sequencing at all, or did you mess with the order at all when you were thinking about putting this Catastrophic Break record into the world?
Yeah. I find sequencing really fun. I like doing it. I like trying to find a story arc in a collection of songs, and sometimes it's obvious. Sometimes there isn't one, or sometimes that arc is going to be subjectively, internally inconsistent. But I kind of like how this record goes, because the songs are so different in some ways that you would think it wouldn't work, but to my ears, most of the sequencing works. Having this almost folksy version of Dear Coach's Corner with bookended by a sacrifice tune. For some reason I felt it worked. But I said earlier, I spent a lot of years making mixtapes as a kid, agonizing over which band should start side B and which band should, how the sequencing should go on a mixtape. And I feel like I got good at it from liking doing that so much. So I don't think this took a long time to sequence. But I jostled stuff around here and there, but the sequence that is currently on there, I think came together pretty quickly.
Awesome. So we've talked about, there's such a wide variety of vocalists that are represented throughout the record. We got Jeanette Napolitano, Rob Urbanati, Chai Pig. So Maiden is such a vocally, I hate this term, vocally epic band. And I'm wondering if you have any thoughts on what it was like to do your own spin on a Maiden tune, which is so well known around the world for their vocals.
Yeah, like Bruce Dickinson he sings pretty high in the song, and there was I didn't want to punch everything in, so I was trying to keep it. I had to change a couple things because I think my vocals I'm a little more capable now of getting up there in range than I was when this was recorded. So there's a few parts on this song where I chose lower range versions compared to the original, but I think they work, and I think they work because they are more in my wheelhouse. But yeah, it was a challenge, but it was really, I felt I had a really good time singing it despite the challenge.
Awesome. Did every single tune's final vocal cut on A Catastrophic Break, were all of those recorded in your house, or were there some that made the final cut that were recorded in the studio?
No, I think all at my house.
Okay.
And that was as much probably a financial decision as anything else. Like just, because it was, for some of the tracks, I think on the Sacrifice track specifically, I tried a few attempts and was almost bailing on the songs as possibilities for the record, because I was like, this isn't going to work, because I started off trying to sing like Rob Urbanati, for example, and then had the epiphany, well, no, I should sing it like a fan, like somebody in the crowd. And then I was like, okay, that works. So that would have cost a lot of money if I had tried that in the studio and bailed on it, and then maybe it wouldn't have even made the record. So yeah, I think everything was happening in my comfort zone of the basement here.
So understand, don't waste your
Amazing, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Let's chat about Maiden. So we've got this this third tune here that you performed on, Wasted Years by Iron Maiden from Somewhere in Time. Tell me about your appreciation and awareness of Iron Maiden in your life.
Iron Maiden, such a great band, and I'm sure they impacted millions and millions of us little tykes back in the day, little metalheads. The first 5 records for me are Iron Maiden. Wasted Years, fantastic song. Such a great songwriter, Bruce. Seeing Iron Maiden live, quite the spectacle growing up. I do have a good little story about seeing Iron Maiden not too long ago, maybe 10 years ago. And whatever, I don't know what song was playing, but great seats. We're all standing. Iron Maiden's right to my left. They finish a song. Everybody's standing up. Yeah, right on. Whatever. Guy in front of me stands up. Long hair. I haven't seen his face yet. He turns around. It's George. High fives. Continue with the next song.
Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah, that was good.
Did you know that it was George in front of you?
No, not until he turned around. I hadn't seen his face.
Oh my gosh, and it was long hair George era, right?
Yeah. Just rocking. We were all rocking.
Dude, that is so funny. I love those long hair George eras, like finding videos of George playing live and his hair is like down to his shoulders. Those are some of my favorite ones because he's just he's just a rocker, man.
George's awesome.
I love it.
George, I don't know if you notice, but a lot of us know this, and it's just George. But he'll be playing, and if you notice him live, he'll be this like da 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 da, and there's a pause before he hits the cymbal. Da 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 da. It's quite this thing that we all love and appreciate.
Yeah, George has got a special thing, man. I've said it on the podcast a bunch of times, but I've played drums for quite a number of years, and whenever I sit down and I try to play along with George on my own drum set, I always lose the beat. You know what I mean? He's just he's got a feel that I cannot parrot when I'm trying to play along with their songs. And well, clearly he's just better than me, but he also just has a different feel and he's just in a different pocket that I just can't seem to latch on to. So yeah, I love George's little flares too. Tell me about this tune and recording this one. I was listening to your performance on this one today, and was this the most challenging one? Because it kind of feels like maybe it would have been. I'm wondering about any stories that you may have of recording this one or technical details of the performance that stand out to you.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Like going back to Work in Progress, that was probably the most challenging, not because of what I'm playing or what the drummer's playing on that record, but I've been in a lot of bands and we haven't really been playing like, punk rock stuff. It's just more rocky, whatever. So just getting my cardio up to that, because I'm a lightweight when it comes to kick, snare, hat, punk rock, vibing. But Wasted Years, it seems like a simple song, but Chris even played it slower when we recorded it. So that was interesting and challenging in regards to just like, okay, this is a little different and we're gonna have to tone it down. There's lots of feel in that song and lots of space to either do nothing or to do something. But if you do something, you better make sure that it fits. I found. I don't know if it was my best job at everything, but it was definitely, it was just fun. And once again, hearing Chris sing Iron Maiden, what the hell? Okay.
Was this another 2 to 3 takes one for you?
Yeah, every one I think was between the 1 and 5 mark, I think.
Nice. Well, I'm looking at the genius.com annotation for this song. It says this track was the first of 2 singles released from Somewhere in Time. The lyrics tell the listener to stop worrying about the wasted and make the most of the now. from a certain point of view, the track's meaning could be summarized with the Latin words carpe diem, or seize the day. And it says, although it is the first single from the album, it is also the only song on the record not to feature synthesizers. So there's a nice little historical detail for the listeners out there about this Iron Maiden record.
For sure, for sure. Dickinson's so historical. His lyrics,
Yeah.
And yeah, good energy in that song.
Well, Darren, I'm wondering if we can bring this in for a landing. If you could tell me what your thoughts are on, being a part of this project, what this means to you. Just kind of tell me about your thoughts and feelings about, being a part of this, record of Chris's recorded musical legacy. Cause you're part of the story now,
Yeah, for sure. Very grateful to be part of the story. I appreciate that he asked, and be a part of this record with so many great local musicians, fantastic musicians. I've talked to him a bit since we recorded the record. There's another drummer, James Burton, who you mentioned before.
Yeah.
Kills it on the record. Great drummer, and does some fucking amazing just drumming. It's just great. So really love that. I asked Chris to get in contact with Jamil to play on the record, because I've played with Jamil in the past in bands. They're in a band called Projector, and that's it, I think. But he's gone on to play in several bands, and he does a great job playing bass. Just really grateful to be part of something like this, and especially with Chris.
Amazing. Well, Darren Achorn, thank you so much for joining me to tell the story of performing the SNFU, Iron Maiden, and Concrete Blonde covers from A Catastrophic Break with Consensus Reality. I'm super grateful for your time and, your willingness to join me and chat about these tunes. So thank you so much for being here, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you for asking. It's a pleasure.
Yeah. Chris, we've reached the end of the record, but, a lot of, this is a Patreon supported project that came to fruition because some ultra nerds got together and decided to, support what you're doing over there. And I think that so many people who haven't ever heard it yet should sign up because of the really direct and fantastic storytelling that you weave into the podcast episodes, but also because of the music that you've done over the years. And I'm wondering if you have any reflections. I think you're must be 4-ish years into this Patreon project at this point. And I'm wondering if you have any sort of overall takeaway messages about what you've enjoyed about it and kind of what it brings for your life.
As you well know, I don't treat it like a full-time thing. It's this sporadic, inconsistent, but autonomous project. And I think what I still enjoy and what I really want to thank people for supporting it is that it is still providing me with this very autonomous outlet to feel creative on my own, whether it's successful or a failure. So I really appreciate everybody who supports it and everybody who is patient enough to endure the inconsistency of the project.
Well, Chris, I know that you share these sentiments as well, but I would love to thank Murray Pulver, Paul Yee, Ryan Nash, Darren Achorn, Jamil Russell, James Burton for chatting with me about these tunes. I'd also like to thank Joe Rico from Sacrifice for answering a couple of my questions digitally via email. So, Chris, I know you have a lot of gratitude to all the people who appeared on this record and helped make it possible. thank you so much for joining me in the post propaganda touring wildness that has been October and September of 2022. It means a whole lot to me that you took so much time out to revisit this record in a track by track way. So thank you so much for doing this with me.
And thanks to you, Greg, for the exact same thing, for taking the time to continually do this and support our little projects up here. Really appreciate it.